Something ancient stirs behind palace walls. Velvet curtains tremble as if aware of judgment. Chandeliers flicker beneath unseen breath. The world's monarchs do not yet understand why the air feels heavier, but heaven does. A summons has been issued. Across dimensions, a letter sealed in light travels through thunder. Its envelope is conscience. Its ink, revelation. The message bears only 7 words. The throne is trembling. We need you. The chosen feels it before reading it. A pulse behind the ribs, a royal ache echoing through eternity. This is not invitation. It is recall. The blood remembers. For in that bloodline runs a memory of dominion. Before crowns existed, a lineage older than kingdoms, forged when stars were first assigned their borders. For the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord. Revelation 11, verse 15. In corridors of gold, the old king cannot sleep. Dreams repeat the same image, a figure walking through stormlight, eyes like dawn, bearing no weapon, only authority. He awakens trembling, whispering, "Send for him." But this plea is not political. It is prophetic. Every earthly ruler feels a shift, as if history itself is exhaling its final decree. The crown must return to conscience, the throne to its original architect. And somewhere far from marble halls, the chosen raises his head, sensing the call. Not pride, not power, duty. The era of imitation royalty ends tonight. Heaven's heir has been contacted. If you feel the royal call within, type 555. Heaven is drafting you into restoration. This is not about politics. It's prophecy. The world's thrones are cracking, and destiny is asking, will you answer the summons? Marble groans before it shatters. Gold remembers it once was dust. Every symbol of permanence begins to vibrate under invisible decree. What men call dynasty, heaven calls delay. Inside the palace, portraits fade overnight. Eyes that once glared with lineage now look haunted, aware that borrowed authority is expiring. Servants hear the whispers first. Something in the air is breaking. The throne itself hums with unease, as if the wood remembers trees that once bowed only to wind, not to crowns. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. Isaiah 2, verse 11. Cracks appear across marble floors, thin as prophecy, glowing faintly with celestial fire. They widen each time truth is ignored. Every empire, every system, every proud architecture feels the same tremor, heaven reclaiming its blueprint. Economies falter not from numbers, but from neglect of holiness. Laws decay because mercy was written out of them. Palaces fill with smoke not from war, but from the friction of divine realignment. Even the air tastes metallic. Endings have a flavor. The king walks barefoot through halls that no longer echo his name. He touches the throne and feels it pulse once, twice, then dim completely. Power has shifted location. Its new address is obedience. In the streets, commoners feel strange calm. The fear of hierarchy melts into hope. Something higher than monarchy is arriving. The true crown no longer rests on heads. It rests on hearts. The broken throne is not tragedy. It is rebirth. For what breaks on earth only makes room for what descends from heaven. The old king stares at the ruins and whispers, "It's not collapsing, it's bowing." No messenger carried it. No courier touched its seal. It was written in radiance, folded in thunder, and delivered through stillness. The letter found the chosen not by address, but by alignment. It arrived between heartbeats. One moment, silence. The next, illumination. Every atom in the room froze, listening. A scroll of living light unfolded across the air, words burning yet not consuming. Help us remember who we are. Those 6 words shimmered like code unlocking destiny. They were not plea but prophecy, the cry of leadership detached from source. The chosen read it without eyes. The spirit translated directly to marrow. Language became vibration, and vibration became instruction. The entrance of thy word giveth light. Psalm 119, verse 130. Through the glow came glimpses, palaces dimming, kings praying to silence, nations asking for a new north. And beneath every image, one truth pulsed. The throne of man cannot survive without the pulse of heaven. The letter folded itself again, dissolved into mist, and sank into the chosen's chest. From that moment forward, the message lived inside the bloodstream. Every pulse whispered fragments of command. Restore balance. Reveal mercy. Remind them that rule is responsibility, not reign. The chosen staggered, half weightless, half burdened. It was not paper they carried now. It was purpose. Even dreams changed syntax. Even silence began to echo. Heaven had mailed its mandate directly into human anatomy. Somewhere across the ocean, the old king woke at the same hour, feeling a sudden peace where panic once lived. He did not yet know why, only that help was already en route. There are secrets too ancient for genealogy. Records burned, names erased, bloodlines rewritten. Yet the truth survives in frequency. The chosen's pulse hums with it. Royal memory, dormant for centuries, awakens like dawn rising through veins. The ancestry was never mortal. Before crowns, before thrones, before titles and dynasties, there was a covenant. Heaven crafted a lineage not from politics, but from purpose. Souls engineered to steward justice, compassion, and divine authority. That covenant slept in the chosen's DNA, hidden beneath generations of silence, waiting for one command: awaken. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. 1 Peter 2 verse 9. And when the letter of light dissolved into the bloodstream, the code responded. The chosen's veins glowed faintly in moonlight, tracing constellations beneath skin. It was an illusion. It was recognition. The body finally remembered what the soul had been trying to tell it. You were born of heaven's monarchy. Dreams became ancestral meetings. Ancient kings, forgotten queens, prophets cloaked in light gathered in vision. They didn't speak in words, but in resonance, passing memory like torches, blessing the new steward of the covenant. The chosen saw banners made of wind, symbols etched in gold fire, scrolls floating midair bearing the sigil of eternity. A crown formed from a circle of thorns and stars, reminding that all true royalty bleeds before it rules. The revelation did not inflate pride. It broke it. Tears streamed down as truth rewrote identity. The crown is not privilege, it's responsibility. Bloodline is not inheritance, it's assignment. In that moment, the chosen's heart whispered, "Let royalty mean servanthood again." And heaven replied with silence, the kind of silence that means agreement. Clouds part like curtains unveiling eternity's courtroom. There is no ceiling, only light layered upon light. In that sacred chamber, the air hums with the sound of scrolls unfolding. The elders of eternity gather, radiant silhouettes crowned not with gold, but with wisdom itself. They have convened for one subject, phase finales, restoration of royal order. The chosen stands at the center, barefoot upon translucent ground that glows with memory. Above, symbols drift in orbit, crowns dissolving into doves, swords bending into olive branches. This is not a meeting. It's briefing disguised as worship. 1,000 thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. Daniel 7 verse 10. An elder steps forward, voice like wind through harp strings. The kingdoms below are trembling. Thrones have mistaken fear for authority. It is time to retrieve what was lent. Another continues. The old monarch has sensed the end of his era. He does not know your name, but his spirit does. You are the bridge between earthly reign and heavenly rhythm. Scrolls unravel midair, lines of light spiraling into language, timelines, signatures of destiny, coordinates of mercy. One reads, appointed for transition, instructed in compassion, immune to corruption. Heaven's briefing doesn't assign tasks. It awakens memory. The chosen realizes these weren't new instructions. They were reminders of promises made before birth. A final voice echoes from beyond the veil. Do not overthrow, overgrow. Do not destroy, restore. The true kingdom rises quietly. Light folds back into silence. When the chosen open their eyes, dawn has arrived on earth. The meeting is over. The mission has begun. Sleep abandons him. The old king wanders marble corridors that echo with ghosts of applause. Every crown feels heavier now, every jewel colder. He clutches the scepter once carved as a symbol of eternity, but even metal trembles in his palm. The dream returns again. A figure of light walking through his throne room, barefoot, unarmed, unannounced. No guards move, no torches flicker, only silence bowing. The figure raises no weapon, only peace, and the king knows his time is closing. He removes kings and sets up kings. Daniel 2, verse 21. He calls his counsel. Old men argue, maps scatter, ink spills. No strategy works, no law holds. The kingdom's heartbeat grows faint, not from rebellion, but from revelation. Heaven is reclaiming what history borrowed. He stands before his mirror. For the first time, the reflection doesn't obey. The man staring back looks older, smaller, and behind that reflection stands another, the image of the chosen, faint, radiant, inevitable. Storms brew outside. Lightning forks across the horizon like divine punctuation. He kneels on cold stone, crown rolling from his head. Tears trace the same path once reserved for pride. He whispers, "If I have ruled without heaven, then I have never ruled at all." In that whisper, the unseen world rejoices. For when a crown bows, kingdoms heal. The king lifts his face toward the storm, and though he doesn't see, a beam of soft light pierces through clouds, not to punish, but to promise. His trembling voice reaches beyond dimensions. Send him, whoever he is, the one the dreams speak of. I am ready. The message has reached him. The summons burns through dream and daylight alike. Yet the chosen does not rush. He sits in silence, fingers tracing invisible scripture on the table's dust. Obedience calls, but so does humility. He remembers the faces of those who once mistook calling for crown. He has seen what untempered power does to holy hands. So when heaven whispers go, his first answer is a trembling, "Why me?" The reply arrives as wine through an open window. Because you never wanted it. The last will be first, and the first last. Matthew 20, verse 16. Reluctance becomes proof of readiness. True heirs hesitate before holding what others chase. He feels the weight of destiny's tide is yes. Kings, nations, generations balancing on a single heartbeat. He kneels, forehead to earth. Father, if this cup is mine, teach me to drink it gently. Light answers with warmth instead of words. The assignment is not to conquer. It is to complete. He packs nothing. No army, no advisor, only faith folded like parchment in his chest. The journey will require silence stronger than speeches. Each step will rewrite prophecy into pavement. As he rises, the ground seems to lift with him. Birds shift direction. Wine reforms its path. Creation recognizes movement of mandate. He walks not as volunteer, but as vessel. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. Zechariah 4, verse 6. Still, his eyes remain lowered. The greatest rulers are those who forget they are one. And somewhere beyond mountains and sea, the old king feels peace, for humility has begun its march toward the throne. Dawn breaks like prophecy made visible. Mist coils around the path as if reluctant to release him. Each step hums with recognition. The earth knows who walks upon it. The chosen's footprints ignite faint light, fading only when mercy follows. No guards, no fanfare, no trumpet, just wind moving aside in reverence. Birds perch silently on ruins of banners. Even time seems to pause its ticking. Heaven escorts him not with armies, but with alignment. Clouds rearrange to crown his path. Rivers still their current as though saluting. Lift up your heads, O gates, that the King of glory may come in. Psalm 24, verse 7. As he crosses barren fields, whispers rise from soil. Generations buried beneath history breathe again, chanting in tones only spirit can hear. We have waited for you. He feels the weight of every ancestor's sigh converting into wind at his back. Lightning blooms on the horizon, not threat, but announcement. Rain begins gentle and symmetrical, baptizing the journey. Each drop strikes skin like tiny scrolls unfolding. Remember who you are. Far ahead, the palace glows, not from torches, but from recognition. Its walls, once gray, shimmer faintly, marble remembering the touch of righteousness. Even the gates unlatch without hands. Hinges exhale centuries of dust. He enters through silence deeper than music. Echoes of choirs vibrate through the corridors. though no choir stands there. Statues bow as he passes, their stone eyes finally understanding purpose. Every corridor leads to one door, the throne room. He pauses, heart steady, soul aflame. The air thickens with holy voltage. He is no longer guest nor subject. He is fulfillment walking. The palace does not await a ruler. It awaits reconciliation. The throne room breathes. Light filters through stained glass, breaking into colors unseen by the natural eye. Incense drifts upward like memory, like prayer left unfinished. At the far end, beneath banners embroidered with fading gold, the old king waits. He stands instead of sitting. Even his crown tilts forward, as if bowing before the unseen. When the chosen enters, silence kneels first. Dust pauses midair. Sound itself holds its breath. Their eyes meet. No politics, no words, only recognition. For a split second, centuries collapse into that gaze. Eden, exile, empire, all converging in one heartbeat of understanding. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that he is Lord. Philippians 2, verse 10. The king speaks softly, voice fractured by awe. I've seen you before in the fire of my dreams. The chosen answers not with speech, but presence. Light bends toward him, crowns dim in humility. A wind enters the chamber from no doorway, warm, fragrant, authoritative. Flames along the torches bow sideways, forming halos between them. The two stand within that holy intersection, earthly royalty and heavenly air. And for the first time since Babel, both realms speak the same language again. No war, no demand, no overthrow, only alignment. The chosen extends a hand, not to take, but to steady. And the king, shaking, places his trembling palm upon it. For the first time, authority feels weightless. Tears streak the monarch's cheeks as he whispers, "Then let the true kingdom begin." And in that instant, the palace trembles, not in fear, but release. Heaven's light floods a hall, dissolving shadow, crowns melting into gold dust that drifts upward toward glory. The meeting is complete. Hierarchy dies. Harmony reigns. The moment does not thunder, it glows. No ceremony, no trumpet, only stillness heavy with purpose. Between the king and the chosen, light forms a bridge of breath and faith. Power, once held by bloodline, begins to migrate through humility. The king's hand trembles. Rings slip from his fingers, fall, and vanish before touching the floor, absorbed by light. The scepter dissolves next, melting into particles of dawn that circle the room. Every emblem of rule disassembles itself, as if realizing its job is finished. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than the former. Haggai 2, verse 9. The chosen does not seize, he receives. Authority enters like rainfall, quiet, relentless, cleansing. The weight of nations flows into him, yet instead of pressure, he feels peace. Leadership transforms from crown to current, moving not through hierarchy but through harmony. Angels gather unseen, documenting the shift in heaven's archives. They write, "Transfer complete, ownership retained by grace." Even the architecture senses the new alignment. Pillars breathe again. Stained glass pulses with inner flame. The throne itself cracks, its marble veins glowing golden before dissolving into dust. It was never meant for one man. It was meant for all who serve light. The old king kneels, head bowed low. "Rule them," he asks faintly. The chosen replies, "Heal them." And heaven confirms with a low rumble that feels like applause from eternity. Power changes form. It leaves titles and finds purpose. The chosen stands not higher, but brighter, a beacon instead of a ruler. Every spirit in the realm feels the announcement. The age of domination has ended. The reign of restoration has begun. When the light settles, it doesn't fade. It spreads out through pillars, into courtyards, across cities sleeping beneath centuries of hierarchy. A tremor moves through the collective heart of earth. Not destruction, redesign. From heaven's archive descends a single scroll, unrolling across the sky. Its words are made of resonance, heard inside the spirit rather than the ear. "Behold, the crown is conscience again. I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant." Ezekiel 37, verse 26. The chosen stands where the throne used to be. There is no seat, only space. The vacuum left by pride now filled with presence. He lifts his hands, and what flows from him is not decree but renewal. Across the lands, rulers dream simultaneously, their gold melting into gardens, their armies disarming, their palaces turning to houses of prayer. The new kingdom is not drawn on maps. It is breathed through mercy. Its borders are invisible yet undeniable. Wherever compassion reigns, heaven has landed. Children in war-torn fields feel warmth and look upward. Prisoners hear music without source. Leaders wake weeping, unable to explain the peace in their chest. The restoration is viral holiness, a quiet revolution of spirit disguised as sunrise. The chosen declares softly, "Let every throne become an altar, and every ruler a servant." And heaven seals the statement with wind. The meek shall inherit the earth. Matthew 5, verse 5. The prophecy is not prediction, it's activation. It lives now, circulating through breath, bloodstream, and history. A new covenant is signed, not in ink, but in empathy. Its witnesses, light, time, and love. The reign of domination ends where the reign of restoration begins. At first, the change is quiet, then unstoppable. News anchors stutter mid-sentence. Cameras catching glimmers of unexplainable light behind them. Clocks blink the wrong time, but no one corrects them. The rhythm of Earth has been retuned. Across continents, ordinary people wake with tears on their cheeks and don't know why. Soldiers lower weapons without orders. Children in crowded streets begin humming the same unknown melody. It travels faster than rumor. Faith disguises frequency. The earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. Habakkuk 2, verse 14. Governments sense it before they understand it. Meetings end early. Diplomats stare at their hands, whispering, "It feels different." Even markets pause, numbers flickering into stillness as greed loses gravity. Something unseen is rewriting priority. Meanwhile, cathedrals overflow without sermons. Temples, mosques, city squares, all thrum with one vibration, reverence. It is not religion rising, it is recognition. Humanity, synchronized with heaven, exhales the same word. Finally, nations once divided now move in symmetry. Enemies exchange letters of peace that arrive before they are sent. Rival leaders dream of each other's forgiveness and wake with trembling gratitude. The planet itself glows faintly at night, as if the crust remembers its first creator. The chosen does not broadcast it. He simply exists. Presence replaces policy. The world aligns without needing command. What started as one man's obedience becomes Earth's recalibration, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Isaiah 9, verse 6. The awakening is not loud, it's luminous. Empires dissolve not in battle, but in awe. The human race looks upward and, for the first time in millennia, smiles in unison. Heaven whispers, "The world has remembered its king." Peace is harder to bear than war, for when battle ends, temptation begins. The chosen stands in quiet triumph, the world at rest, heaven applauding in silence. And within that calm, a whisper slips to the golden air. Now rule them. Its sound holy, almost flattering. Pride rarely shouts. It mimics purpose. The same voice that once begged obedience now offers ownership. The test is subtle. Would the servant dare to crown himself savior? The chosen feels the echo of glory flicker through his veins. Power hums like thunder restrained. Every cell remembers dominion. Every scar aches for recognition. For a heartbeat, humility wavers. But then memory returns. The cross, the covenant. The Creator who shared his throne only with mercy. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4, verse 6. He drops to his knees before the thought finishes forming. The crown of light hovering above him flickers, then steadies. "Not mine," he whispers. "Never mine." And the heavens exhale in relief. Fire sweeps through his body, not to punish, but to purify. Everything ego built is burned. Everything love shaped is sealed. What remains is transparency, power without possession. Pride departs quietly, like smoke leaving lungs. The chosen rises lighter, brighter, freer. Authority now flows through him, never to him. He understands the last mystery of kingship, that the greatest throne is a heart that kneels continually. Angels record the result. Test completed. Purity maintained. Heaven's archives close with thunder's soft applause. Humility has passed its final exam. The world has quieted. Empires breathe easier. The heavens watch in stillness. In the center of that peace, the chosen kneels upon the same marble where crowns once glittered. No music plays, only the faint hum of eternity listening. Hands clasped, head bowed low, he prays not as ruler, but as son. Lord, make leadership holy again. Let crowns become mirrors of your mercy. Let power remember purpose. Teach the mighty to kneel, and let the humble inherit the earth. As the words rise, they take form, gold dust shaped into doves, each carrying a fragment of that prayer across the world. They pass through windows, through parliaments, through hearts that once chased thrones. Everywhere they go, authority softens into service. He has put down the mighty from their thrones and exalted those of low degree. Luke 1 verse 52. The chosen's eyes glisten, not from sorrow, but awe. He feels heaven's answer ripple through his bones. Rule through kindness, led through stillness. The highest scepter is compassion. Around him, the palace glows from within. Walls no longer reflect gold. They reflect grace. Each stone that once echoed pride now hums psalms of peace. The crown that had melted into dust reforms only for a moment. Not as jewelry, but as light resting gently above his heart. He whispers one last time, let the age of crowns end and the reign of love begin. Then stands, not taller, but truer. The silence that follows feels like thunder bowing. Heaven smiles, earth sighs, and history closes its eyes to rest. The final assignment is complete. If you feel the call of restoration, type 555. Heaven is summoning its heirs to rebuild what pride has broken. Leadership is no longer a title, it's a testimony. Answer as one who carries royal DNA of light. You were not born to rule, you were born to redeem. Walk gently, speak truth, reign through compassion. The king may ask for help, but heaven already crowned you with purpose. Rise now, heir of mercy. The new kingdom begins with you.